Hey, we're live apparently. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Red Cup Review. It's Friday night. We're going to take a quick roll call in the chat and move along with this. Again, please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel if you are new here, because we are unfiltered and we're probably the only guys that collect on YouTube that are just going to tell it to you how it is. I'm here with my boy Baz and Kyle, who hasn't been around in a while, but I'm really glad to see him.
What's up, guys?
And the roll call so far in the chat, we got the Briscoe, the hand of the Briscoe from up north. What's going on, buddy? How are you? Donnie Das, always good to see you. Those are the only guys that commented so far. I'm a few up. James Belk, there you go. Danny Lee. All the OGs are coming and filtering in as we get the show underway. Baz, Kyle, how's it going?
It's good, man. You know, all things considered.
All things considered, right? I mean, how's everything? Everyone's health is in good order?
Mm-hmm. So far as I know.
I'm a hypochondriac, so I always think there's something wrong with me. But just today, I went to Walgreens. They don't let anybody in without a mask.
Huh?
They turn people away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen. I mean, you know, it's about time the CDC came around and started telling the fucking truth to people. We that was the other thing, Baz. We're not allowed to. That was the other thing we're not allowed to mention on YouTube going forward, and that is the actual name of the virus, the C word, the new C word. They will boot you off for putting that in a video.
What, the actual name?
If we named the virus right now, we get booted off.
What if we spelled it out?
CRON, or however you choose to spell it. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
CINES.
Stop. Oh, cornhola virus. Yeah, we'll call it the cornhola.
We're gonna go fade to black just for that. Cornhola.
Yeah, exactly.
For everyone watching, that was it. We're good.
For everyone that doesn't know, the Paradox Nerd was live earlier in the week on his show, and his show got shut down by YouTube, actually. This seems to be making the rounds in the collector community. So our buddy PJ from the Paradox Nerd was doing a live show. He was taking live calls, and he was saying a certain keyword that we're not going to say, although there shouldn't be a problem with it, over and over again, until they shut him down live and alerted the people that were watching that it was against community standards or some bullshit. So YouTube looks like they're slowly but surely going to start putting the stranglehold on people. Huh, Baz? I mean, you were there. You saw it.
Yeah, this is like the boiling the frog slowly. Like every few months, they're gonna start with new rules, and little by little, and then they're not gonna enforce all the rules all at once. Maybe only on some people, and then people get lazy again and stay with YouTube. Listen, we got to lay the groundwork to get the hell out of here, because we've been trying to leave YouTube for how many years now, and every time it's a new rule, and then people just accept it, and then they just stay with YouTube.
Yeah,
it's going to get to the point where we're going to be totally neutered. We can't say this, we can't say that, we can't do this because of ad revenue. It's just too much. I mean, maybe it's time to just lay the groundwork within the next few months to the year to get people used to going somewhere else. Maybe like Minds.com. That's an alternative to YouTube. Yeah. So you don't want your show to be like have so many restrictions. I mean, that was the whole appeal of broadcasting by yourself at home. Is the freedom, and you're getting your freedom taken away little by little.
I know that's why. I know that was the initial thing back in the fall when we were dealing with this, when the Paradox Nerd started up the Sithcast. He was like, I'm tired of the bullshit that's going on, so I'm just going to go to do a all audio show, and this way they can't say nothing because you're in charge of your own audio show. You upload that shit on iTunes or wherever the hell you would upload it, and then it just becomes a total audio show, which people have requested us do before. People have said, look, I don't have unlimited data and I can't just sit there and watch you guys. I'd like to listen to you on the train, but I'm not going to use YouTube for that because it's going to kill my data. I'd rather just download you guys and listen to you. But we seem to also be a little bit more of a visual show with the collectibles and stuff like that. I seen
Donnie. Hold on, Donnie. I'm down to my last 9 as of today.
Okay. I seen PJ get cut short. Then he was messing with the DCX stream. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. I know that there's another stream going on tonight. Obviously, Darth Castle goes on at 9, and I don't think that Nick Knack is going live this week. I think that was just last week. I'm sure he'll be going live from time to time. Knickknacks Plastic Planet, that is. However, I do know that the 6th scale scavengers are going to be going live at 9 Eastern time as well. So they'll be going head to head with Darth Castle. Not that I'm sure
Who's
they're not
that?
competing or anything. They're a
Who's
hot. They're new. They're rebranded as of today. And one of the dudes, this guy Mike, that does the Sith cast with PJ, they're called the 6th scale scavengers. They do like mostly like podcasting shows, and like their new rebranding that they just did for their live show on YouTube is Star Wars and Marvel based 6th scale hot toys. So they'll be focusing on just Marvel and Star Wars. Or I guess it would be a little bit more DC and Star Wars with a little bit of Marvel sprinkled in there. Okay. Anybody pick up anything over the last couple of weeks? We're locked in. I haven't been spending anything. Kyle's been spending money. What do you got for us, Kyle?
I have been retail therapying really hard, getting into Marvel Legends again, actually.
Oh, shit.
That was like the line, the Toy Biz Marvel Legends is like the line that started my collecting and ultimately like probably my career in toys. And so like, I don't know, I figured it was time to like give, Hasbro a shot, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with some of the stuff. So the first ones that I picked up were the Juggernaut Colossus 2-pack.
No, that's a good Juggernaut. I just saw that one recently.
Great. Too. It's really good. The only problem is that it acts like a Build-A-Figure, so that's not great.
It acts like a Build-A-Figure.
Because it is a Build-A-Figure that's supposed to be fused, but it's not. And then the only problem is that like I get this like sad knee pad here that's out of the box, and I tried fixing it, but we'll see. So, but
hot water on a rubber band, maybe.
Huh?
Where did you order them from? Wish?
This is these are Amazon, so I mean I technically could return them if I wanted to. So, but I don't even want to think about what it's going to take to try and return something in this world we're in right now.
You might be able to put that in like a hot coffee mug, let it soften up, and then maybe put a rubber band around it to keep it close to the body.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. I actually did do that a little bit, but it kept warping back. So I think it's just going to take some time, and I can eventually get it that way. I've fixed many a figure with that method. Let's see. I also got the Love Triangle 3-pack of these. Probably the best Jean Grey figure out there.
Nice.
Yeah, I got those too. Excellent.
Yeah, this Cyclops is awesome. These are basically like because I had all the X-Men from the Toy Biz Marvel Legends way back when, and these are basically like the better versions of those figures. Like these claws are great for once and things like that. So it's been really cool. I've been very impressed with what Hasbro's been doing.
Do you have to get that Nightcrawler, bro?
Oh, I'm working on it. I got a buddy who's got one for me. $20 in box ships, so all about it.
Yeah, sweet.
Do you have the any of the X-Men from Mezco?
I don't actually.
Okay.
I only do DC Mezcos, really,
Nice.
with the exception of Black Suit Spider-Man and Black Panther.
Okay.
I've thought about doing it. I just I already spend too much money on their DC stuff. I don't need to double up my prices.
Yeah, no shit.
Marvel Mezco stuff. But I also did grab the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh shit.
So
nice.
This is a custom sort of. This head is actually an accessory that comes with magic. Okay. And so I grabbed it from her. I grabbed her for like $15, and then I popped this head on there because it has this normal like one with like a little like helmet and stuff that goes in there. Right. But I think this just looks cooler.
That's dope.
So
it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's huge, especially that bike. And then speaking of big, the last thing I picked up is this Injustice Bane.
Yeah.
This is
awesome, right?
Probably the best Bane figure I've ever had. I've had a couple of them before. This one's awesome. The only thing is that he's very squeaky. But he's awesome. He pairs super, super well with the Mezco Batman stuff that I have. And I'm really excited to have a cool looking Bane that's really posable and all that.
Are you going to do the rest of the line for Injustice?
I don't know if I'm going to do the rest of the line. I think that I have to have that Lobo.
Yeah.
But like, I might skip out on Doomsday and Darkseid, but also, when are we ever going to get another awesome Doomsday or Darkseid figure like that? And
Right.
I don't really feel like paying $200-$300 for the Mezco statue
not worth
one. So I guess I'd rather have. So maybe I'll get those too. We'll see. But this one, I got this on the sale from Bluefin, so he was only $60 shipped, which was great.
Yeah, that's really good.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good work, man. Good work. Baz, what do you got?
Absolutely nothing, man.
That's
I'm
good.
not working. I'm quarantined, so I can't justify buying stuff right now.
You know, it's funny. I've been every night. I've been going on eBay trying to check for like either cheaper statues or hot toys. You know, trying to play the game. You know, in case somebody's trying to liquidate their shit. And I've been looking at original artwork. I've been looking at original comic book artwork. I've been looking at everything, and I can't find a fucking thing within my price range, roughly. I mean, if I was going to spend a couple of $1,000s, I can get any piece of artwork I wanted or anything. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. I bought all those comic books. I blew through almost all of them. I have one left, all the trades that I bought. And now I'm just probably going to buy more trades. Like I can't, there's really nothing out right now or nothing coming soon that I could say, oh, I'm pre-ordering this. You know, it seems like Hot Toys and Sideshow are just starting to like release. Well, last week they released like 2 things. You know, they had like the Harley and stuff, which we'll look at in a little bit. But there's nothing that's like really like, oh, I got to jump on that, or I want something now. Like, you know, forget a pre-order. I still have so much shit coming in that's been delayed because of this situation we're in. I was having a conversation with PJ yesterday, and I told him, I says, you know, I feel also I feel bad for the people that like are, you know, for the people that don't have a job. Yeah, I get it. That's the worst of the worst, right? But for everybody that's like still has their job, and we're going to get hit with an avalanche of things, I think, all at once. Things that were already made and just waiting to get shipped. And it's like, now Kyle, I know you could comment on this, but not stuff that's been pre-ordered and still needs to be made and processed through the factories. I'm talking about shit that's just waiting at the docks, you know, or already on its way over here. So China and Hong Kong and stuff, I think, are kind of like on their way back, right? They're on the upswing. They're starting to produce shit again and get shit rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's going to be, oh, I want my Justice League Superman. And now I'm going to get that along with 3 other pre-orders, 2 Mezco figures, and God knows how many other friggin' things, you know, are all just going to hit me in one shot. And it's going to be like, I didn't budget for like $2,000 worth of collectibles in 1 week.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat because like I like a specific example is that I pre-ordered the Lightning Collection Yellow Ranger, and she was supposed to be there in February from Big Bad, and I think Big Bad gets their fulfillment from Diamond.
Yeah,
and Diamond has now said no new product for the foreseeable future or whatever. So when they do come back and they start delivering stuff to Big Bad Toy, like it's going to be like Yellow Ranger, you know, the next wave of X-Men, and like Blue Ranger, and like this and this and like all at once at like one time. So like my $20 Yellow Ranger purchase now becomes like $300 worth of minor stuff all at once. And it's like, whoa, dude, like, yeah, I want to help out the economy, but like I need to eat too.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely crazy. I was telling PJ that I was like, I got these module cases that I still owe half the money on, right? So they're going to hit me up for $600. Now I actually have all this money aside. Like everything that I've pre-ordered, I've said, okay, I like, with the exception of a few things, I've always taken the money and put it in a drawer. So if I have like the Asmus Gandalf Crown series coming in at $300, I have that $300 sitting up in my sock drawer, you know, or at the bank. And I have the money for the module cases at the bank, right? So I make sure I have other accounts for this stuff, so I'm never falling into that situation. But I do know that it's going to be like, oh, I have like $2,000 sitting in an account that I've been saving for a year and a half, and now that's going to drop down to like $200 because I'm going to get hit with the Diamond Select Batman the Animated Series bus, these friggin' module cases, my Justice League Superman that was supposed to come a year and a half ago, that's been just delayed regularly, you know. So along with the a couple of the Kickstarters that I recently did, it's going to start being prepared for like Christmas time, because Mezco is notorious for doing this shit. it's the last week of November, first week of December. Here's 3 new Mezco figures that were just constantly, regularly getting delayed. Now you're going to have those figures that regularly get delayed, along with here's a bunch of shit that was just sitting in a fucking tub in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you know?
Sure.
So
there's some tough decisions to be made in the coming weeks here. Toys are probably at the lowest part of that totem pole, but they are still, they're decisions that will affect all of us, and we probably have to, as collectors, prioritize, the things that are important to us.
How do you plan to handle? Well, Baz is muted himself. I was just going to ask him how he plans to deal with this if he has any pre-orders coming in. But again, like that's what I'm warning everybody that's watching now. Make sure that whatever you think you got coming, make sure you start stashing away for it, because people were getting emails from Sideshow about their Mandalorian figure, the first one, not the one that comes with the kid, not the deluxe one, that is got actually pushed up to August to I think August to September now. They're expecting it in, which is much sooner than it originally was. So you're going to start seeing shit shuffled around and going, I didn't prepare for this. I thought this was coming at this month. I thought this was coming in this month, So start stashing some shit. Guys are like, oh, I'm getting my check from the government, and I'm going to be able to, like, guys that are maybe already have their job. Maybe you're a male nurse or a female nurse, or maybe you're an important worker or something. And you're like, oh, I got this extra $1,200 to $2,000. I'm going to go and pre-order this monster statue now, not realizing that all of your shit for the last year and a half is going to be coming in your face. So
what a way to say it.
Better term, yeah.
I don't think I have any pre-orders, man. I might have that Michael Keaton Batman from Mezco, but that's about it. And I don't even think that went through. What else from Mezco was coming out this year?
Two-Face.
I didn't get him.
Mr. Freeze.
I didn't order him. I'm good.
I think that
you might be good.
Yeah, he might be good. You don't have any Hot Toys on pre-order, right?
I'm safe. No, I've stopped at the Hot Toys.
Yeah. So then you'll be fine.
Strictly Mezco.
Yeah. All right. So somebody in the chat here asked me if I read Rob Soul. Did you like the Spider-Man life story trade? Yes, I did. I know Kyle read it.
Yeah, I finished it last week.
I loved it. I loved it for what it was. I liked the fact that people were saying that they did some weird, goofy shit in here, and yeah, they did. But it's an Elseworld story, so I really don't care. Like if it doesn't take place in Earth 616. All bets are off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I thought they did some creative stuff, especially in the 80s with the symbiote and stuff. And I like how they made I guess spoilers here. I like that they made Octavius more important to Parker's life than Osborn. Osborn usually has that role where he's like kind of the shadow over Parker's life all the time.
Yeah.
But they made Octavius that, which I thought was a cool.
They did it in the Spider-Man game for PS4 too.
Yeah, I never played that one, but I heard that they did similar. Yeah. Dude. I don't have a PlayStation, so I got a Wii and I got a PC, or not a Wii, a Switch. What am I saying?
Switch, right? Yeah, that game was incredible, and the storyline between him and Octavius in that game was basically that father figure, and I liked it too. I kind of dig that. The idea that Octavius has like that new Ben Parker role, kinda, like an uncle, kinda like another uncle or something, type shit. So, but that was pretty cool. I thought that 6 issues was not enough. I think it felt very rushed at times. It really needed to be like a 12-issue series. Yeah,
just spend 2 issues in each era.
Yeah, it seemed like I kept going on my phone, going, wait, how old is he now? Because I'll say like. In a caption what year it is, and then I'm like, okay, well, if he was 15 in 1962, then he's this old now, and I was kind of having to do a little bit too much homework and taking me in and out of the story, but it was good, and I just enjoy the shit out of Bagley's art, especially on Spider-Man.
It was awesome to read another new Bagley Spider-Man story as somebody who like kind of really grew up on. Like Ultimate Spider-Man was kind of like one of the first books that I like collected regularly. It was like, oh man, this feels like this is familiar. It was like comfort food almost.
Yeah. Yep. Best way to put it, definitely. Baz, you reading anything lately?
Let me look. Let me see. What the fuck? I'm all over the place. I'll start something and then I'll leave it and jump on something else. Like I restarted Criminal Coward
nice.
from the beginning.
That's a great freaking series.
And yeah, that's about it. My reading's scattershot all over the place. I have ADD, so.
The as far as speaking of Brubaker and Phillips, I just started the Fade Out, the big trade.
Oh yeah, that big
noir.
Oh my god,
dude, like, how good is that?
It's unbelievable. Like it's unbelievable. You know, I read the first Boys Omnibus Part 1, and it was good. I thought that the show was a little bit better. I think the problem with Ennis and the way he writes is very like, okay, now how can we shock you? Like the way you have an issue with the Rise of Skywalker director, and it's like, how could we twist this part of the story and that part of the story? I think with Ennis, it's how much can we gross you out? You know,
well, that's why he's perfect for Punisher.
Yeah. Well, there you go. He had a big Punisher run.
Yeah.
This book was kind of like, it was very gratuitous. It was fun, you know, but now that I started, and I'm only like an issue and a half into the Fade Out, and I'm like, man, the way Ed Brubaker writes, man, is just some next level shit. I don't want anybody writing crime noir stories except for him, man. Like I read that shit and I'm like, I'm in the fucking 1940s. I hear like the smoky detectives talking, talking to himself and shit. Like I'm in the pocket when I read his stuff.
Lots of soft horn music.
Yeah, there you go. You know.
Yeah, I read Fatale and I loved it. So
yeah, there you go. Fatale's awesome too. I tell anytime somebody's like, well, what should I get into? And I'm just starting to read comics, and all I hear from people is the same shit I used to say, which is, oh, you got to read all the staples, all the superhero staple comics, right? Like the Dark Knight Returns, which is great, and the Hushes, and the the Superman Red Suns, which I love, and Kingdom Come and all that shit, and all those are great. But I'm like, you guys got to not ignore. Just look at a writer. Follow the writer now at this point. If you like there's really nothing I've read from Ed Brubaker that I've never hated. I didn't really like Gotham Central all that much because it wasn't like maybe it was something I wasn't looking for. I wanted more Batman. But the guy's just fucking incredible. I'm like anything like look for me, I'm like look at Brian K. Vaughan and look at Ed Brubaker and just go buy anything. Just go on Amazon, buy anything and see if you like it. Because if you like one, you're gonna like the rest.
Yeah, I'm the same way with Donnie Cates as well.
That thing you said about Garth Ennis he doesn't always write like that. I think he's doing that for that particular book, The Boys, the shock value element. Right. He's not like that in every book though.
Who wasn't like that? I heard he was like that in Preacher too, like just one bloody thing and crazy stuff.
But Preacher, like these are it fits for Preacher.
Okay.
Sure. I think The Boys is also supposed to be in that similar vein of Preacher also. But I've read stuff from him like The Authority. Remember The Authority for Wildstorm? Yeah, that was him. So nice. It's not always like that. I'm reading actually a book from him called The Wildstorm, which is actually a reimagining of the Wildstorm universe characters like Grifter and the Wildcats team, and it's actually kind of just like espionage stuff. It's more subdued and laid back, but it's still well crafted.
Nice.
And I'm also reading Coward again from what's his name? The God we were just talking Brubaker. Yeah. The God of writing, Brubaker.
That's right.
And I just started Spawn Origins because all the Spawn stuff. Like it's been in the news. The figure which everybody wants to talk about.
We will.
Yeah, no, we're gonna look at that one first. Yeah. Kyle, who was the guy you just said that you feel that way towards?
Oh, is
the other writer?
Donnie Cates is really, really a talented writer, and he invented Cosmic Ghost Rider, and he had a really cool run on Venom, and like his stuff is very imaginative and like pretty out there, and some of the best Marvel stuff.
Cool.
Around. He's also a local. I've met him a couple times at my LCS, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I do like the new Venom the symbiote god that he created. No.
Yeah.
I like that whole idea. That's a nice origin.
Baz was talking about like reimaginings or whatever, and we were talking about Spider-Man and life story and the reimaginings and stuff. Seems like a pretty common like thread that's been happening because right now I've been reading this This is book 3 of X-Men Grand Design by a guy named Ed Pisker, and he basically there's 3 volumes so far. He takes the entire history of the X-Men and retells it in his way and weaves it all together.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it kind of like Life Story ish?
It's a little bit like Life Story, but with the entire X-Men across 3 different volumes.
Oh wow!
And the art is very much it's kind of like alternative comics kind of art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
it's great. So
great. Well, I guess I'm going to be
you should check this one out, Rob.
Yeah, that's going to be my next one. I love those alternative kind of history. That's why I like the Ultimate Universe when it came out, because I was like, I get to start again at ground zero and kind of be in it, and follow it up through the to its conclusion, so to speak.
They also have it for they did it for Fantastic Four. Tom Scioli, Scioli or whatever is actually wrote it and drew it. He has a very Kirby-esque kind of cartoony style, but it fits the Fantastic Four.
It looks like Kevin Matrix has a question up there about hardcover comics. I have an answer for him if you want to put that up.
Yeah, of course. Well, okay, let's put it up. What hardcover comic books would you recommend starting collecting deluxe comic books? Superhero related or non-superhero related? That's how I always start.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you want to have hardcover of Watchmen. There's some staples that you should have in your library just of comics history and stuff. And Mouse is a good one you should have as well. Actually, when I recommend, and I did this with my girlfriend, there's a book by Andrew Robinson and this other guy whose name escapes me. He's not normally a comic book writer, but they wrote a book called The Fifth Beatle, which is Pete
Best.
How is it?
Is that Pete Best, the drummer?
No, it's his name. He's like a playwright with a very it doesn't really matter, but it's a historical nonfiction about the guy who was the manager for the Beatles. Created basically started the whole Beatles mania thing, but was also a gay man in the 1960s, where it was illegal to be gay in the United Kingdom back then.
Wow.
So, and it's a fully painted book. It's not drawn. It's painted mixed media. It's really, really beautiful. And the hardcover is only $20, which is insane. But it's Dark Horse or something publishes it. It's great, and it's a really good first book to read if you're trying to get into comics.
I have an issue with hardcover books to begin with, even though they are totally nicer. They're great to have because it's just nice to have nice things, But I gotta go with this. If there was this on the shelf, and there was a hardcover on the shelf, I'm buying this one because I do most of my reading in bed. Also, think about where you do your reading. If I'm laying in bed with this big ass hardcover book, or I see a lot of guys omnibuses, or they like the hardcover ones, or those oversized editions that DC has done for New Frontier and Hush and shit, and you're trying to lay there and hold this giant book above your head. If you don't have Arnold-sized deltoids, you're done. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna
you need to work out more, man.
Oh well, not everybody can be 6'2" and fucking.
I know. Well, no, I will warn you though that this book is kind of big. Look at my head.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's a little bit larger, but it is worth it, and it is soft at least. So.
And I don't mind reading this and flipping through it, taking it with me to the bathroom, flipping it in my car, putting it in my gym bag. So I'm a soft cover guy, even though I have some I'll have 1 through 8 of a certain trade, and then the 9th one will be hardcover because I couldn't wait for the story, and then I got out of the story, and then I was able to get them in soft cover again, and that drives me nuts too with my friggin' OCD because I want everything to kind of look the same.
Sure.
But as far as straight stories go, it really depends on what you're looking for. I always say my favorite comic book of all time was Y the Last Man. That's my favorite story of all time. So I would go with Y the Last Man.
That's a bummer about that show.
Why? What happened with the show?
Yeah, there was supposed to happen, but they lost all. I guess their showrunners dropped out, and then it just kind of
fizzled out.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
FX was going to work on it.
Yeah.
I only know that because my cousin was going to be a PA on that.
Oh wow.
You know?
I was just talking to New York Comic Con to Pia Guerrera, telling me about what they're doing with like the certain screen grabs that they're grabbing from the comic and stuff. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Why the Last Man. I love Sleeper. Bazza put me onto Sleeper. That's an Ed Brubaker all-time fave. Incognito is great from him. Anything really, again, look at like a writer you like and follow from there. If you want to do like a Batman trade, I would start with The Long Halloween or Hush. If you've never read a Batman comic, I guess start with Hush, then do Long Halloween, because I think Hush is just kind of like the who's who of Batman characters, and it's pretty art and it's kind of basic in the storytelling. But I think the better stories, there's much better Batman stories out there. Superman Red Son, if you're a Superman fan, Red Son is like one of my favorites. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Like if you like Alan Moore, I would grab like Alan Moore's DC stories of Alan Moore. That's a great collection of stories. It's got another one of my favorite Superman stories in it. It's only an issue long. It's For the Man Who Has Everything, about Superman's birthday, where he gets the Black Mercy. They did I think they had that in like one of the animated shows. They did like an episode on it, so that's really dope.
Green Lantern, Sinestro Corps War, Son.
There you go. There's your Green Lantern. Go with Sinestro Corps War. You could really start
Rebirth.
with Rebirth.
Start with Rebirth.
You could start with Rebirth and go through it, but if you didn't like want to do all of Green Lantern and you were just like, I kind of like Green Lantern, I just want to read a story, do the Sinestro War. Kyle, what do you got for me?
This is the book I was talking about, Fifth Beatle, story of Brian Epstein. Vivek J. Tiwari or whatever. I'm sorry, I apologize. His name is the author. Andrew C. Robinson with Kyle Baker. These are some of the interiors. Look like this.
Nice looking.
They're great. So
very cool. And
highly recommend.
Is it a big story?
Yeah, it's like 150 pages or so.
Oh, that's good. That's good meaty. Like
it's
you feel like
$20. And the guy, draws them perfectly in like this cartoony style, but paints them too. It's really cool.
Beatles are awesome. Anybody pick up the David Bowie?
Wait, what the hell? Badge, repeat yourself.
Anybody pick up the David Bowie book from Mike Allred?
No, I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, it's hold on.
Shit, you guys are gonna have to put me onto this stuff, man. I want to check out that X-Men book, and anything on Bowie I'm willing to check out.
Yeah. And again, that Beetle one I cannot recommend high enough.
That's awesome. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, let's take a look at some toys and shit.
Good.
Spawn Kickstarter is up.
There it is.
And it's making a shit ton of money.
Unsurprising. I mean, everyone's freaking out about the Mortal Kombat Spawn figure that just got dropped.
Right.
So I personally am still waiting on mine from Amazon. So
right.
I wanted a Spawn figure in my entire life, but that Mortal Kombat one was really rad. So
I'm going to guess that there are no stretch goals associated with this, because they apparently have probably surpassed every stretch goal you could possibly have.
Did it break 1 million?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
It broke. It's up to they needed 100,000. They went 1,037,000 so far.
Yeah.
This I will tell you this much, that this is the number that they probably planned for.
What, 1 million?
Yes.
That's a high number.
I know, but I've done some Kickstarter stuff before and worked with companies that have done Kickstarters before, and you have your number that you can make it barely work at, and that's what you put it at. But you are planning for, especially with a high profile thing like Spawn and Todd being involved,
right?
You plan for something that high, for sure.
Spawn is, I think, 7-inch scale or 8-inch scale, something like that. I think it's like 7 inches.
7 inches. It matches the standard that McFarlane's been going with.
Right. What do you guys think of the Spawn figure from what you're seeing in the different variations and the black and white?
All right, does that cape move out? Like, does it come out? Does it have articulation? Like,
I think it's probably one solid molded piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's one solid molded piece here too, from what I'm seeing.
Cool.
Yeah, I would like it more if you could actually spread it out.
Yeah.
Instead of
flap in. It looked like there was an exploded view of the sculpt up near the top there, Rob. I will freely admit that I haven't. I've already given him my money to get all three of them because it looks cool. But
where am I going here to look? Up
down,
top.
Down.
Tell me when to stop.
How much is shipping on that? Somebody told me the shipping was going to be like $20.
Stop right there. That thing.
Okay.
That's the articulation. So it looks like it's the standard like hyper articulated 22 points that they do.
Right, which made, he really doesn't look like that when you look at the. When I looked at the figure and I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be like another one of those statue type figures."
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be another statue thing for sure.
You know, and then I see this and I'm like, "Wow, there's a lot of articulation." But how the hell are you going to be able to articulate it at all, even with that giant plastic cape on it? Which is another problem I have with everything that comes with a goddamn plastic cape. But go ahead, Kyle. I digress.
No, it's fine. I actually, I gave him my money without even knowing if it would articulate or not. It just felt like, okay, this is like probably a pretty significant release for Spawn and maybe even toys in general, just because, it's kind of the return of Spawn. There hasn't really been a good Spawn figure probably in the last 20 years. So I don't know. And I personally try and, like I've preached it on this show before, put my money into things that I want more of, like more creator-owned toys, designs, like passion projects. Like that's the stuff I want to like throw money at, in addition to my cheap-ass Marvel Legends. But
and what'd you go for? What scale did you go for?
I went for all three of them.
Oh, all three deluxe package, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I want the black and white one, and I want like the modern Spawn that's got like the Al Simmons head. But I was like, fuck it, for like another like $20, then I can have all three of them, and I'll probably sell one of them at some point. So
that's cool.
I'm gonna get the hamburger head version.
Yeah,
that one right there.
That's
what they call it.
Sorry,
it's just something different. It's unique.
Yeah.
What
also, like acknowledge that is like the Joe Biden of like toys right now, like freaking out. It seems like he used to do meth but doesn't anymore.
Who's this?
Todd.
I love the way he talks though. He's
so cool and such a character. I love it, but it's like, dude, like, all right, we all want it.
Check this out. You gotta see this stuff. It's great.
Yeah, he's cool.
I'm glad the character's making a comeback. It seems to be a renaissance going on.
But
unfortunately, the Wildcats can't come back, or Youngblood, or any of those. I think those are dead IPs. But
I think
you got something like Black Flag from Dan Fraga coming out, which was in the 90s.
That'll be cool.
Why those dead IPs? Is because they were folded into like DC or something?
Well, Wildcats was folded in, and then Youngblood, Rob Liefeld doesn't even own it anymore.
Wow.
Some other corporation owns them, and they're not doing anything with them.
I can't imagine having something that's my own creation and then having someone else own it. I understand owning a part of it. Like if I was like, oh, I own this thing, but I need Kyle to figure out a way to get this shit made. And he's like, all right, I'll take 25% or 30% of your whatever it is. And then the next guy's like, all right, I'll take 20%. And then it was like, I own 50 and they own 25 a piece. I can understand that because sometimes people need to come together to get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, really, like you're just gonna give that up, like totally like that? I mean, that's just crazy. I don't know. I don't know Rob Liefeld, so I couldn't. I don't know.
Imagine like a freaking Kickstarter with like Bad Rock or something.
That's what I'm saying. Awesome. Exactly. Like I'm surprised that like he would just have to come up with a whole new set of characters then, to relaunch something like this or do something like this, And this is now how many years ago? 30 years ago. So it's hitting all the nostalgia buttons on everybody.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a shitload of 90s Image Comics, man. I love that era. I mean, it wasn't great for storytelling, but the art is just so dynamic.
Yeah, the art was nuts. So that's really kind of what sold it. It was the art that really sold it. It was a collection of artists that went and did that,
Yeah.
The what's cool about this is that he was saying, depending on the success of this, you're going to get all the other original Spawn toys that'll come out and see how they sell. And then he might move into like the horror stuff he did. He might move into the dragons. He might move, So you're going to get more of all that stuff, the fantasy stuff that Todd did,
Hold on. Trevor Maguire, that shoelace hamburger head Spawn comes from the Batman crossover. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Rob, you would fit in well with us Irish. You speak too fast. That's funny.
I like
to try to speak fast. You know what it is? I've been listening to a lot of what's his face? Who the fuck do I listen to? I always forget all these guys' names. I listen to them almost every day. For like some of my political shit, I try to listen to this. Ain't gonna get political, but I try to listen to both sides. Yeah, Shapiro. I listen to him for my right side stuff and a few other people for my left side of my brain, kind of that argues with itself all the time. But Shapiro is always rattling off at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So I feel as though I got to get out as much information as 1,000,000 miles an hour. Plus, when I'm filming these reviews, I'm like, all right, I got 15 minutes because no one has a longer attention span than that. So let me get all my thought outs as fast as I possibly can, and fuck it, they'll rewind it if they want to.
It's also New York City is just everything's fast paced.
Yeah,
you have to get your information out quickly. There's always somebody else who's talking.
Like, you know,
as the only West Coast guy on this stream right now, I gotta really pay attention, or else I'm gonna miss something.
Oh, stop,
dude! I remember when Kate moved down to Florida, and I started doing the podcast with you. It took me a while to get used to your pace because I was slowed down. I got fucking palm trees and sun outside. Everything's so chill and mellow. And then I got you like, and I'm like, oh god, I can't match you.
California time, man.
Californians are laid back too. Shit.
I don't even know what day it is right now, man. Yeah.
What month? Does it matter what month it is? Shit.
Unbelievable.
2020.
Yeah. So I didn't
apocalypse.
I didn't pledge to the Kickstarter. I thought about doing it. I was excited to do it. I had my bell, like my notification bell, like ready to go. I signed up for the emails on it. And then I was like, I don't know, man. Do I want another Spawn toy that I can't pose the way I want to? It's really you know what it is? It's the cape sometimes is a big deal breaker for me on a lot of figures, man. If I can't articulate the cape, or at least just have it drape over the shoulders and like mess with the figure a little bit.
It looks like it'll be removable at least.
Yeah. You know, there is that. So you'll be able to probably pose them up and then just place the cape kind of back on, you know. I mean, you ain't going to be able to do this cape though in cloth. It probably, you're not going to, you know, there's no way you're gonna be able to get
that doesn't mean that, you know, dudes like Harker Customs won't try. So.
Yeah. Oh, there's always that. You could always, you know, fall back on that stuff. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if you ever decide to sell this a year or two, three down the line, you're going to be able to sell it for a lot. This is a limited edition.
Yeah.
So
and
you can put it on eBay.
What's cool is it does come with the autograph, the little autograph plate. What I thought was really awesome was when I saw him do like his little presentation, and he had like the little autograph like folded piece of paper. I says, really, this fucking guy's going to sign something on a folded piece of paper that's going to yellow over time and shit. And he was like, nah, we're signing pieces of like thick plastic.
That is nice that he's going to tool plastic for the nameplates. That's no small investment to make something like that. So,
you know, that's like, I thought that was pretty freaking awesome. So I was like, oh, that's, you know, at least it has a little bit of prestige to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be able to put it back in its clamshell. You'll be able to open the clamshell up, mess with it, put it back in its clamshell. Comic comes in and out, all that shit, you know? So, as far as what you call it goes, an investment, Baz kind of hit it on the head. I think you'll be all right with that at the very least.
And that's basically
that Mortal Kombat Spawn will do me just fine once I find it for $20.
Right,
somewhere down the line.
That thing's already at like $100 in aftermarket.
What's that?
Yeah, fuck that.
The McFarlane Mortal Kombat Spawn.
Oh my god,
ridiculous.
I'm clinging on to my Amazon order. Like, please don't cancel on me.
How much is it on Amazon? I saw it for like $32 or something.
I got it for retail of $19.99 because I got it like right when it dropped.
Nice.
But like that was like 2 months ago.
Oh god. So. What design do you guys like the best out of the three of these? The modern, the classic, or the black and white?
I actually, as someone who has collected like test shots and like prototypes and stuff before, I personally like the all gray one.
Nice.
Just because like those things like remind me of like sort of like art school and stuff. It's like a little bit more personal for me. Like I used to go in on Saturdays to work with this one professor who like worked on like Hanna-Barbera and like all these other hundreds of animation companies, and he was like 700 years old. He used to like buy action figures in like big like buckets of them and like spray paint them all gray, and then we would take them out on the weekends. And we would like he would light them, and then we would draw them in charcoal and stuff, and it was like it was like another lesson of like drawing and stuff.
He was actually in black and white.
Yeah. So I don't know, it just like prototypes and stuff like that like reminds me of that guy and like that time in my life and like learning. So like that gray one is what I'm all about personally.
Baz?
What?
Which one do you like best?
It looks the fucking same to me. What's the big difference? Like the hamburger face sculpt, it looks cool.
Oh, he has the black. It's the modern sculpt versus the other one, right? So you got the red and shit in this one right? And then the modern one has
The
The
red
modern
and shit.
one just has one less paint op.
yeah,
It's literally
Yeah, it's the same
he's
thing.
only fooling this figure once, guys,
yeah.
but he's selling it to you 3 times over,
Yeah,
which is smart.
I'm good.
Way to go, Todd.
I'm just happy for him. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about like this new model of selling action figures, like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, going straight to the customer?
I mean, it's what it's the exact model that the company that I work for does right now. So I'm all about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I like the idea that I don't shop for any of my shit in stores anymore. Like I refuse to give GameStop my money, even though I'm always in the store just looking at new shit. And now that they're closing all over the place, I mean, GameStop became the place to actually find all your new shit at one point. You couldn't find Black Series or Marvel Legends really anywhere where I'm at least, unless you went to GameStop. And it seems like I do most of my high-end shit at home anyway, and because I'm into more high-end collectibles, I'd rather spend the extra couple of dollars and feel like it's being brought to my house from the guy doing it. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to now have Mezco start doing direct to customer where I got to spend $200 for a figure type shit. You know, it's like, all right, it's a little nuts, you know, even though that's still kind of like online direct to customer relatively, you know, just not as Indiegogo-y, Kickstarter-y kind of.
Sure. Just remember, nothing is worth that much until someone pays for it once.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Which is what I'm learning when I hang out with these fucking guys that buy these statues that are just like astronomically priced, and I'm looking at their collections and I'm like, wow, you guys must be like fucking brain surgeons. Or like,
well, yeah, I mean, that is like in the words of my late grandfather, you know, they can't all be drug dealers.
yeah.
That was his thing.
You guys think we're going to see more Spawn characters or what?
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna. He said it. He said that we're gonna do the. If this one's successful, he'll do the. Obviously, Violator is gonna be the next one.
But yeah, Violator. You might get a Malbolgia, like a big, you know, like the Snake Mountain of Spawn figures.
Yeah, so like you're gonna wind up getting like he said that his goal is to do all the packaged figures that you had from when you were a kid. He wants to do those on this.
Yeah, except for there's no way in hell you'll ever get an Angela.
Yeah, okay, there's that.
No, because she's owned by she's Thor's half sister now, don't you know?
That's right. Yeah, owned by Marvel, created by Neil Gaiman. She's got a crazy legacy. So
that's wild.
Hold on to your Angela because they're never coming back.
Well, you're gonna wind up getting Tremor, right? The guy with the horn, the black and orange guy with the horns. You'll wind up getting the Cygor or whatever he was called, the cyborg guy.
What about Chapel though?
Oof.
No.
Maybe I don't know.
What's the angel one, the good one, whatever that guy's
Redeemer.
Called. The Redeemer. Yeah, Redeemer. That one's cool.
That is a really cool design, man. That's actually dope. When I was a kid, my favorite one was the medieval looking Spawn. He had like the armored plates, kind of like the knight and shit. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. The little thing.
The Wolverine things. Yeah.
Yep. So it was pretty cool. I mean, I dropped $1,000 on a 49-inch 4K PC gaming monitor. Don't judge me. Who the fuck is judging that? I want to drop $3,000 on a brand new fucking 4K TV, but I ain't doing that shit because I'm waiting for it to come down in price.
That's right.
The world has just ended, guys. That's all. Just buy anything you want.
Oh, why buy it? I mean, you know,
there you go.
Let the looting commence, right?
Break in. Little B&E. Chapel is Youngblood, yes, but like, you know, I mean, McFarlane did put out the figure, right? So who knows where the licenses lie?
Yeah.
Or whatever deals they have, man. Who knows? Oh, Harley Quinn, we didn't do this one?
We didn't do this. We didn't do shit last week. We were too busy talking to Dave Fraga.
Yeah.
Is it just us that like we don't like, because I know you don't like the look on her face in the sculpt, right? We both don't like it, right?
All, really.
But is it because
I like everything about it except for the expression. I even like the sculpt, just not what she's conveying and the emotion that they're giving her.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like Hot Toys is just content with making these girl figures just look like dolls.
Yeah.
Like they'd rather have like plain Jane doll face kind of, you know? I mean, her eyebrow is up a little bit. You called her, this is the hurry up and finish.
Hurry up and finish.
Jeez.
She has dead eyes. She has dead eyes, right?
She does have dead eyes. I don't.
She's like,
yeah, I agree.
love you.
I'm not a fan of the face on this one. Everything else about the figure looks awesome, and I'm wondering if it's worth getting and then trying to customize the head somehow.
Yeah. I mean, at least give it like all they really had to do, because her eyebrow was already going up over here, was like, and I guess it's ever so slight. You could see she's kind of half smiling, but it's not enough. Like there's not enough of a line crease in her face to have like that typical badass Harley Quinn crazy smirk or something, you know?
Well, that guy was trying to downplay it with us, saying that it's just because we're used to what's her name, Margot Robbie's look now.
No,
and that's how she always looked.
That much. No.
I played this game that she's from, and I even when I played the game, I wasn't a fan. I like I enjoy the outfit change, and like the gun is cool and the bat and all that's really fun. I didn't really like the models in the Arkham Knight game were a little wacky to me,
right?
So,
go ahead, Baz. Sorry.
I was talking today about the character itself. Like I was in love with Harley Quinn up until I saw the movie, and now when I see the character, like I instantly like flick away. Like I don't even give it any time. Like it totally ruined the fucking character for me. Like I don't care anymore. And it's like it's sad because I really enjoyed the character, but I just thought the movie was a friggin' travesty.
Yeah,
that's why I loved White Knight. Because it's in
the bargain bin right now for $6.
You should grab it.
Nah, I wouldn't even pirate it for 5 minutes.
The sad thing for you, Baz, with that mindset is that Harley is the #1 selling comic book action figure character in all like retail circles. So you're only going to see more Harley stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the.
Where's she selling though?
Everywhere.
Is it just like T-shirts and like?
Yep.
Cosplay outfits.
Yeah.
You got to think it's every girl who dabbles in DC that used to be like, oh, I'm Wonder Woman. Like every girl used to say, I love Wonder Woman. Now the next generation is, I want to be Harley Quinn. I want to emulate. That's
you're into comics? I like Harley Quinn. Like that girl.
Yeah. There's a lot of levels in between that, but yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm sure that's on the the line.
Rob, can you go to the close up of the gun?
Yeah, hold on. She does come with 2 guns, it looks like, actually.
The big one, not the little baby one. That one. I didn't realize that there's a little picture of Joker taped to the side. That's really fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the dice hanging. Like I said, I liked everything about it. She has like a little microphone thing going on, or whatever the hell that is up the front. I think it looks cool. I think everything
nice bullets.
Head sculpt, you know.
There's some solid details in the figure. That's what I'm saying. It might be worth grabbing and trying to just, customize or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you're able to maybe pop a different head on it or something like that, but I don't know. Oh God, it is what it is, man. I guess the White Knight comic. Speaking, going back to what Trev had asked earlier, like what trade should I look into? White Knight was terrific. Kyle put me onto it. It's a terrific story.
White Knight.
It's a reintroduction into the classic Harley Quinn, and talk about like doing female empowerment the right way. I don't want to attack outwardly comics, because we've had a lot of Comics Gate guys on recently and stuff like that, but apparently nowadays they think that in order for you to like have women empowerment, especially in like these movies, you have to like kick guys repeatedly in the nuts and put them down and all that. And Harley in the White Knight series is back to being the Harley that we all like, but at the same time showing you that she was there for Jack Napier is his name in the story. She was in love with Jack Napier, the man, and she tries to keep him on the straight and narrow kind of, and she's still there for him even though he tends to go bad. And she's like, she's not she like grows out of that abusive role and kind of stands shoulder to shoulder with Joker now, and I thought that was written really well. So it's not like she's just back to getting smacked around again. which is what my problem was with the Suicide Squad movie. Well, that one too, but like this new Harley Quinn movie is that even though I didn't see it, I can't relate to a character that's trying to emancipate herself from something that I've never seen. Like,
why haven't you seen it, bro? Listen, you got to start watching these movies, whether you like it or not. You fucking run a weekend show where we talk about movies and pop culture shit. You got to watch it.
I didn't even watch Captain Marvel yet, and that shit's been on Disney streaming.
That's what I'm saying.
So every time I say
if you hate it,
I'm like,
you gotta be informed.
Hey, Laura, you guys want to watch this? And they're like, nah. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not going to watch it now unless I watch it for 10 minutes a night instead of reading comics and shit at night. Okay. Donnie's been asking a few questions here about like what Mezco figures are we waiting to get. Pretty much all the ones you had mentioned, Donnie, I have on order. I got Conan on pre-order. I got Two-Face on pre-order. I got Mr. Freeze on pre-order. I got Gambit I don't have on pre-order because I'm yet to find somebody that's going to be able to get him to me for price. For regular price. Because it was too late for me to order through my through my guy, the Lair online.net that I deal with. It was too late for him to throw the order in. But I got a lot of them on pre-order. It's just anything that's not a movie-based character or a horror-based character, I have on order. That one. Okay, so then when they start rolling in, you'll start getting more fucking reviews over here and stuff. I know Kyle's got pretty much all the Batman guys, right?
Yeah, so I got Mr. Freeze, I got Two-Face specifically. Those two are on order. I know I got a classic Harley Quinn on order. Because that'll go with my classic Joker, the deluxe one that I have. That's like my Grail piece that like every now and then it's like, should I sell it? It's at like $700 now.
What's this?
The MDX classic Joker, the one that comes with the trench coat.
God, yeah, I know, man.
So I have it, and it's like I love that piece so much, but like sometimes, like at one point, there's gonna be like, okay, it's stupid to hold on to this.
Yep. That's how I'm feeling too with that thing because I was looking at that too, and I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing, the price go up, and thinking to myself like, it's the Joker, it's still just a toy.
Yeah,
I could sell this, buy the other Joker, still have a Joker in my collection.
Yeah,
and reface my fireplace or put Trek decking in my backyard or something.
And that's part of what this is. Some of this shit's investments, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
All right, share screen, bro. Check this out. Check out this beauty.
Bam! Oh yeah, thighs and ass.
1/4 scale, 18 inches. Chun-Li. Look at this hot mama. It's a work of art, man.
Yeah.
You're
beautiful. Come on.
So you're picking it up, Baz?
No, I'm just Googling at
it. He just wants to see the moose knuckle. That's all.
Hey,
oh man!
You said we're supposed to honor the female form last time, right?
Celebrate the female form. What better way than to honor it at Chun-Li?
So what do you think about that? At $500, it's not too bad, right?
For
18-inch.
Yeah, for an the fourth scale, no, that's anything above between 400 and 550 is pretty much on par. When it starts getting into like the $650, $700 range, I start kind of giving the side eye as far as premium format level side stuff goes.
It's so cheap because they're saving on. Think of all the clothes they don't have to put on that. They're saving a lot of money that way. Poor girl can't afford clothes.
Moving on my end here from let me go back to the fucking screen share. Let's see. Moving on, other thing we didn't look at last week. There's a $3,000 Superman life size bust that went up. This is those Infinity Studio super realistic where they thread the eyebrows. It's just cool to look at. There's no way in hell I would ever put this in my house just because it's just extremely fucking crazy and weird. I might as well just get him out.
Even the little scale guy is freaked out.
He's like, yo, what kind of shit is this? I don't know. It's cool. I don't need Henry Cavill literally in my living room, but I mean, it's still pretty fucking dope looking. I'd like the Wonder Woman one better.
Me too.
But he looks good. It's pretty on par. So it's getting to be like Madame Tussauds level. I mean, shit, you could see the marks in his pores and his face and stuff. So No, that's pretty dope. This is the only time I've really seen rooted hair, unless it's a custom rooted hair done right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're not talking. So Sideshow doesn't get mad at me because I know they got mad at me mentioning the word custom before. Not talking about custom figures. I'm talking about re-rooting hair in a figure and not selling it. So that should not break any rules.
Well, I like because I have like the Hot Toys like Wonder Woman and stuff, and it's like rooted hair is a good idea on figures that are that scale because it actually will perform like hair, but like it's basically just a doll at like Hot Toys scale, and it like is super unruly and like really difficult to deal with.
Are you supposed to put like beeswax in it or something to keep the hair down or some shit?
That I mean that's nice, but if I'm gonna pay $300 for a Wonder Woman figure with real hair, like the hair should function properly. Just like I don't like that I have to melt my Colossus figure. But these, when you pay any amount of money for anything, it should work properly out of the box.
That's coming from a guy in the industry. So, yep, I'm glad you said it, and I didn't have to. Donnie Des, call me crazy. I'm not wealthy, but I paid 500 Canadian for Mezco New York Comic Con Tiger Stripe Wolverine. I'll never need to buy another Wolverine figure. That is crazy.
This one.
Yes. Well, that's the Marvel Legend one right there.
Is it?
Can you tell? I whipped it behind the screen real quick.
I'm kidding, Downey. Cool, I heard it's a great figure.
It is great. It's not my favorite Wolverine. My favorite Wolverine, even though I want it to be my favorite Wolverine because it represents my favorite time in X-Men, which is the 80s X-Men. So that I can't get rid. That's another figure where I look at like the price go up and I'm like, should I get rid of this? Because my actual favorite Wolverine figure they've done is the Logan, the regular plain Logan figure you can get for like next to nothing now.
Right.
All things considered, you can get it for like half price. I just think it's a better toy. It's a better action figure. It articulates better. You don't got to worry about like the seams busting underneath his crotch area. You don't got to feel like, oh my God, this is a $300 to $500 figure, and I don't want to even touch the goddamn thing with my bare hands. You know?
Yeah.
So it's got that going for it at the very least. Anyways, Iron Studios 1/10 scale. This is the third and final Sentinel in their Sentinel series. So all these are $1,800. They have two other ones. I think one's $1,500 or $1,300. The other one's $18 as well. Yeah. And the deluxe version comes with an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X-Men figures.
Dang.
You know, you're not a fan?
No, I really like it. I think it's really cool. And it's probably how I would display it. I just looking at it like, well, that's cool that Shadowcat's coming out of it. I just like it doesn't look to me like they're fighting it at all. It all sort of looks like they're just riding it.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Which seems like not correct. Yeah.
It's not very X-Men-y of you. It's like they took over the Sentinels and now they're riding with them, right?
Yeah, kind of. And I don't know. Personally, like, I feel like Shadowcat and Storm and Psylocke, really, I mean, they're basically all just doing, like, butt poses, which I know that you guys have no problem with, but it's just kind of like, well, you're not fighting anything. You're just, like, modeling behind it. I don't understand. It's a very impressive piece, and I have a couple Iron Studios figures myself, and they're great. I feel like there should have been more consideration, and maybe like in the context of the other two figures, it would all make more sense because like they're like maybe those figures are fighting other figures like across the diorama or whatever the fuck.
Right.
But I don't know. It's an impressive looking piece here. If this was the only one that I got, it's like, okay, cool, like $1,800 for not a single core X-Man in there.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that like, you know, Psylocke should have been, or like even like Angel, instead of flying out, maybe attacking it with his wing, or like maybe flying by it and like scraping it or something.
Yeah.
You know, Storm having maybe like some lightning shit come out of her hand, like at least frying it a little.
Like Iceman is the only one doing like pulling any weight down there.
Yeah. Come on, guys! I'm supposed to be fighting this damn thing. Yeah, word. No, I get that. I know that some people are like, I'm all in. I'm like, I don't understand how you can be all in on something like this. I mean, this is like my action figure budget for the year, and then some practically. And you're gonna do 3 of them in a year. I mean, you know, more power to you, dude. By all means, and it's huge too. Just, you know,
the only thing I love enough to spend $1,800 on in a year is my girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like upgrading my house. Like I just bought a new hot water heater.
Yeah.
By the time I install it, it's going to be like, $1,200, $1,300.
Mhm.
And I got water for the next 11 years in my house.
Exactly.
So water's good.
Yeah. They talk about expendable income with this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what all this shit is. We wouldn't even have.
Yeah, of course.
I
I work in a luxury goods industry.
Exactly. Buy this, and when you fucking buy it, use the goddamn Red Cup review link in the Facebook page. All right? Whatever. Like, oh man. Let's see. Anything else stick out, Baz? I'm going to take a look through this. Something you want me to take a close look at? Anybody in the chat? They have the Hush Black version that just came out for the order. We looked at the blue one a bunch of times. Maybe
do you mean the African American version?
Stop.
No?
Just stop.
The Mayfix? No, that's the Bandai.
Does he still suck? This for what is that? SH Figuarts.
We guys talked about a while ago.
Yeah, we already looked at a lot of these. This was pretty cool, but like, yeah, they should close.
I might just get him for the posing,
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. No, that's not Keaton. He's got his lips are too big. He's got Kilmer's lips, and his jaw too. We already spoke about that though.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else that's out, guys. Anybody in the chat want us to take a look at anything or whatever? I'm kind of like I'm shooting blanks here, guys.
Let's see.
Shooting blanks. Well, you got two kids, so
yeah, it's about time.
All right, screen share. I got something cool. Hold on. I got something cool. You don't like this one.
Is Enter Base still in business? I don't know. But I hope that my Blitzway Bill and Ted figures aren't completely ruined because of this situation.
I want that School of Rock by Blitzway. That's like...
Yeah.
I want... Oh, there you go.
Nice. Who's this? What company is this?
This is Mondo.
Oh, these are the big ones.
1/6 scale.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Pretty cool. It looks great.
It's a really cool looking Man-at-Arms. I've never thought Man-at-Arms was cool until I saw this figure.
Nice. He's got the bristle mustache too. Oh shit.
He's got the snake face when he gets transformed.
That's cool. That's cool. Cute little accessory there. Or the fucking snarf of He-Man.
He was always fucking disciplining Orko. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah, word. That looks
look at them all together.
Yeah, I heard that they restocked a bunch of them, so you might be able to grab one of these now if you don't have one.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like the Skeletor with that new face, the new way they've been doing it. I've never liked the. I've always been more of a fan of the Alcala Skeletor face, the spookier, more bony, less He-Man.
Yeah, for sure.
What I would call the bullshit version of him, but
yeah.
Have you seen the Gotham 1919-1930 book by Giant Panda King?
Giant Panda King.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. It's like a photography book that's supposed to look like a real world account of like the sightings of the Batman, but like in like that time period.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually really cool. They talked about it on Fat Man on Batman, and then I went and looked it up, and it's actually very impressive.
Is Fat Man on Batman still going?
It's called Fat Man Beyond, but yeah, it's the same thing.
Because I can't find. I would try looking for him on iTunes. I can't find him to listen to.
Fat Man Beyond, yeah.
And because he's had some of the best like interviews. Like his interview with Neil Adams was incredible. His interview with everybody, it was really
yeah. He doesn't do that as much anymore, but like Rick Baker was on a while ago,
right?
Other movie people.
It's funny. He actually when he started doing it with the other dude that works with him,
Mark.
Yeah, who's cool. I kind of felt as though the show turned too much into like what we do here. Kind of, it's like a variety.
It is a lot like that, which is maybe why I like listening to it. But.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of got out of it. In that I was like, all right, I wanted to hear my daily dose of Batman from this guy, kind of, and I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of things and hearing that maybe Red Cup isn't too niche enough. You know, I know that there are people that like the fact that me and Baz talk about a lot of different things and I review a lot of different things, but the fact that, you know, the page grows very slowly is that it's kind of a little bit more of a variety show and a variety review channel, you know? So like maybe the hot toy guys don't give a shit enough unless you're doing just hot toys, and men's guys don't give a shit enough unless you're just doing them.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. Look, man, we can't, you know, we just kind of like to do what we like.
Exactly.
Here, don't
apologize for doing the things you like doing.
Yeah, true that. You know,
well, as long as it's not hurting anybody, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So yeah, I guess apparently I got to look up that because I would love. That's why I love Batman the Animated Series so much, because it feels like I'm watching something out of the 1930s.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was very inspired by Fleischer.
Yeah.
So.
I just love that concept of like the heroes existing in that time period, you know?
I really want to read the Adventures Continue book.
Oh, the animated series, the continuation of the story there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll wait for the trade or whatever, but it's like, oh man, that would be so cool. That's my favorite Batmobile of all time.
Oh, the animated series one, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that
second is White Knight Batmobile, that like scorpion looking thing that he fucking drives.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool one. It has like the front has like just the two wheels that come out, kind of.
And there's like two V10s on behind each wheel on that one.
Yeah, the where DC dropped the ball, where I guess Marvel also had Disney backing them when they launched their app. I think Warner Brothers dropped the ball where they should have had. Yeah, they had some original programming, but like if they would have brought back Batman the Animated Series and like did like a serialized version and not just a different episode the way the original one was, like maybe to put a cap on the series or tie things up a little bit, or do like this Superman's like, oh, we're bringing like the way Star Wars is bringing back the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
people would have went absolutely apeshit.
Yeah,
they're continuing it in the comics.
Yeah.
That's what he was referring to. Like he wants to continue reading the comics.
Yeah, it would be. People would lose their mind if they did a new show, but they also sort of did like. They can only continue that for so long. Like Batman Beyond was a continuation of that, and then Justice League had an entire episode that wrapped up Batman Beyond and therefore Batman animated series as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
You realize in that continuity, Batman knocked up Batgirl. And that's why Robin and Batman broke up, actually.
What?
I don't. Yeah, I think so. And then there was something about like Terry is like a clone of Bruce, not his own father or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a second. Batman knocked up Barbara in the Batman.
They had an affair. Yeah. Like, did you see the Killing Joke?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see that they had a relationship, right?
Yeah.
That's all in the beginning. Yeah. All right. But he actually knocked her up. She had an abortion, I think, or she might have lost the baby. No, I think she might have lost the baby going out on patrol or something.
This was in the animated series?
Yes. It's in the continuity. I know it takes place in the Killing Joke. I don't know what episodes and in some of the books. But yeah, he had an affair with Barbara Gordon, and that's why Dick Grayson slugs him. You ever see that episode where Robin's like, fuck you, bang, and he punches Batman and decks him, knocks him on his ass.
You're gonna make me have to go back and rewatch or what? Because I'm like in the second season right now, halfway through the second season of Batman the Animated Series. There's 4 seasons, you know. So like I got to go through all this shit now. I'm surprised they haven't released the Superman Adventures yet in Blu-ray the way they just did with the Batman the Animated Series.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's not as good,
right? I don't know. I kind of like I know it's not as good, but I like the colors of the Superman. It always felt like a good balance to have them back to back, like the Superpowers hour. Yeah, where you get like the darker Batman and then the brighter Superman show, kind of. I like that. I like the colors more in the Superman show because it just made me feel more uplifting looking at like brighter colors, you know.
Sure.
What I think that series did well was introduce the larger DC universe, like bringing in Lobo, bringing in Aquaman, bringing in all these guest characters.
And I thought they Justice League really well too.
Right.
In the Superman show you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it was good for introducing the other characters from the DC.
I loved finally being able to see at that time. Now, again, we're going back 30 years, but seeing Superman just slug it out with somebody and having them bang flying through buildings and shit, like, You know, it was cool to actually see that after we had Superman 2 in like, what was it, 80, 82, and then we didn't have we didn't have Superman really punching anything except for a comic book forever, you know.
Yeah. Is it the end of Justice League or whatever when he like fights Darkseid and he's like, I can finally let loose, and it's like he's like knocking over buildings with every punch. Nuts.
How many janitors' lives were lost in that?
When him and Shazam fought, man, during the episode Clash was great.
Oh yeah.
Superman hits him with the bank and he bounces off the floor. Like he hits him so hard that it was great.
Was that, and like Shazam grabs him and starts yelling the words and like slamming him with the lightning and shit.
Yeah, that was great, man.
That was so iconic that they even put that in the Injustice fighting game for DC.
Yeah,
that's like one of Shazam's moves is like he grapples you and like does it. It's like
Shazam, boom, and he like lights you up with it. That didn't bad. Didn't that come from Kingdom Come?
Yeah. That was Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Make me want to go read that shit. I got too much other shit to read.
I would say that is like the character that Alex Ross paints the best is Shazam.
Oh yeah.
Like his Superman is good. Like all of his superheroes are good, but no one paints like his Shazam is like the best character he does.
It's definitive.
I think that's my favorite version of Shazam. I've always liked Shazam. Shazam has always been a favorite character of mine.
I didn't like the movie, and that's still the best Shazam is the Alex Ross Shazam.
Yeah, totally. I like the outfit. I like the gold in the outfit and shit. And the big smile.
Yeah, the smile is what does it.
Yeah. Baz, remember when we were looking at the back of the comics when Kingdom Come was coming out and all they had with those little circles with their faces and it's had like little words underneath? It was like the coming soon of Kingdom Come kind of. And we were trying to figure out who it was in the circles and there was Shazam had that real cheesy evil smile. We didn't know who it was though. I think I remember us thinking that was Batman at one point, not knowing who it was. And we were like, oh, this is going to be crazy, man. And, obviously that was the shot of him standing over Superman going, with a smiling Shazam and hitting him with the lightning.
That was such a great time for comics, right? And then you had Infinite Crisis not too long after that.
Oh, Infinite Crisis is so friggin' good too, man.
Mm-hmm. Rob, fan. Harley Quinn cartoon is awesome.
Is it?
If you're not, it's great. I love it.
I got to try it, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's just like Baz was saying with the whole zeitgeist of her just being kind of like the Roman Reigns of comic books right now, where they're just like, eat this character.
I don't think you'll like it, Rob. It's not. It doesn't take any of the other characters really seriously at all.
Right.
Isn't Gordon like some sort of like crazy alcoholic or something? And it's just all cursing. It's
Deadpool.
Whatever.
It's Deadpool.
You're not gonna like it. I know what you like.
I like it. I think you'll like. Who's the guy with the giant head? Baz on her crew, like Master.
It's so stupid that it's great. Yeah, that's like a Wonder Woman character.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot.
It's like Psycho or something like that, or Mastermind or whatever.
Dr. Psycho. Dr. Psycho.
Yeah. He's awesome. They made King Shark really cool. It's super fun. I like it a lot.
CM Brock says it's so stupid that it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so you got to go into it with that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, It's not Justice League Unlimited.
I mean, and it's definitely like more adult humor. Like the first time, and Batman is voiced by Dietrich Bader, so it's like Raven the Bold Batman, which is one of the best Batman voices.
Yep.
The first time you see Batman show up and like Joker's there with like Harley or whatever, like Batman shows up and the first thing that Joker says is like, "Oh, this fucking guy."
Right. So be prepared for like a Deadpool-esque version of Batman stuff.
Of every joke fest. Yeah. It's great though. And like Jim Gordon has like gnarly PTSD and like anxiety and shit because he's lived in a city full of supervillains.
Okay.
It's fun. I like it a lot.
All right. I know that the second season's already out, on its way out and shit. So that's pretty good. Or already out, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And Titans, Barbara Gordon is joining the cast.
Nice.
For season 3.
I didn't even finish season 2, man. I got to get back on that.
Which version? Oracle or Batgirl?
They didn't say. So I'm hoping for Oracle.
Yeah.
Because you have an older Batman in there also, so maybe
You
Barbara is also older.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Did either, I know Baz saw it. Did Kyle? Did you happen to see, or do you even give this much of a shit about WrestleMania?
I do a little bit. I'm working on some wrestling figures right now, so
That's cool.
not normal wrestling, but I'm working on some other divisions.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah, I do a little bit. I realize the significance of them performing to like an empty arena and shit.
That's really freaky, man. It was kind of surreal, like watching wrestling over the last few weeks. Baz, what'd you think of Mania? I know you saw both nights. What did you like more? What did you like less?
I like the women wrestling.
Yeah,
both nights,
incredible.
But it seemed out of balance. It seemed like I was watching women's wrestling, and like the men's wrestling was like kind of like third rate compared to the females wrestling. Like the women had all the friggin' technical wrestling moves, and then I would watch a men's match, and it would just be power moves, like the Goldberg match.
Yeah.
Or the what's his name, Lesnar match. They were the exact same fucking match. It was like 4 special moves each, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So it was okay. It was good. It got me back into wrestling a little bit more. I think they need to push the men's wrestling a little bit more.
What did you think of the Styles Undertaker or the John Cena?
By that time, I really didn't watch the Undertaker match. I was starting to fade. I was getting tired.
Right.
So I have to rewatch that. And I did like the John Cena segment. I wouldn't even call it a match.
Yeah, it was a segment.
It was a segment.
That might be his retirement. I'm hearing rumors that's it. That's it for him. That was his send off.
Well, it was very cinematic. I thought like the character of the Fiend was like a mixture of the Joker and Scarecrow and Mad Hatter all together. Yeah, and I liked how they went through. He was messing with John Cena's head by going through his whole career from the beginning up until that point, and it was good. And also just like watching the wrestling without the crowd was like something you had to get used to. It was strange, but it was kind of cool.
Right, like
you could hear there was banter between each wrestler.
Right.
You know, and you could hear the smacks and the kicks and the slams a little bit louder. It was different but interesting.
How do you?
It got me more interested.
How do you feel about the reintroduction of like the mystical into wrestling, like the back, like the John Cena stuff, and like having the characters be so much larger than life that they're actually able to do these weird comic booky type things, you know?
Yeah, why not? I mean, like, okay, you know what match I like the Otis match. That was like a cool, like, monster loves the beautiful woman type match, right. You know, and gets the woman at the end. I thought that was cool. That was a traditional type match that worked.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, the Undertaker, man, it's awesome. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, wrestling, you're supposed to, suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, so I didn't like it when they started going more MMA and more real. And I'm seeing guys go back and forth on the thread saying, like, I want to see, with a little bit of, I don't want to have to suspend my disbelief too much. I want to see 2 guys wrestling. Give me a realistic storyline with realistic. And I'm kind of the mind where I like the modern day characters, but I like the fact that they're still like supposed to be, I don't know, when Hulk Hogan hulks up, you want to feel like the power of the crowd is with him. And, when Triple H cracks somebody with a friggin' sledgehammer, he's obviously not really destroyed. He would kill the guy, but you still have that, because he's a wrestler, he could withstand the shot of the sledgehammer, kind of I don't know. I'm kind of, when Undertaker during his match was like using the fire and shit and doing teleportation moves and shit, I was all about it. I didn't give a fuck. What? You looking at the comments?
I'm getting message from Dan Fraga. Okay, what's that shit with Joey Fatone?
Yeah, what about it?
I said, hail the fat one.
Right.
Now, Joey Fatone from NSYNC, he was called the fat one, from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's an old joke. It's just a joke. I'm fat, whatever, right? So then you said, what did you say?
I said, way to go, Baz. I guess we're never gonna have him on the fucking show.
When were we ever gonna interview somebody from NSYNC? He's a collector or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's anybody could be. Are you kidding?
Hold on. So Well, what is he fucking saying? So then Dan is like,
don't put this out there.
All right,
This is a private message between you and Dan. The fuck?
All right, whatever. I don't know.
I'd like to have.
Anyway,
We could talk about this off the air, but I'd like to have Dan back on in case there was whatever. It's private business.
Yeah.
So anyway,
please get out of here with that shit. Stop trying to be so perfect.
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, the furthest thing from it. I keep telling you not to curse, and all I do is f-bomb the whole time. So, anyways, I don't really have anything else to talk about, guys. I think I just want to say, everybody, I hope that everyone's safe and their families are safe, and everyone's doesn't have a disease and a virus and all that shit. And it looks like the curve's starting to flatten in New York just a little bit.
That's great.
So let's hope it happens everywhere else. I don't know. I don't know what's coming out. I wish there was a fucking movie or something else for us to talk about, but that's basically it. WWE is giving away a free month this month. So if you want to check out WrestleMania or just see a bunch of old shit, because they have every episode of everything on there, you get a free month. So I would take advantage of that.
Nice.
Why the hell not? Other than that, go join the official Red Cup Review the Rebellion on Facebook. And I don't know, come kind of hang out with us and bullshit with us during the week. So we don't just got to wait for Friday to hang out. Thank everybody for joining us, all the old school guys. And for those that are still lucky to be working, remember, you're still friggin' lucky. I've been on vacation this week. I go back to work Monday night. So Sunday night at midnight, I go back to work.
Dang.
Anyways.
All right, hold on, correct. That wasn't Dan who messaged me. It was somebody else.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's I guess so. Shit. All right, whatever, dudes. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. Kyle.
Joey Fatone is the fat one. Remember that.
Oh, God. Goodbye.
We will never interview anybody from NSYNC.